Welcome to another episode in the channel Follow Your Canadian Dream. If your dream is to come over to Canada using the occupation in demand route, then this video is for you because we are going to show you a very simple step-by-step guide how you can get your WES, that is your ECA, done, and how you can then go forward to submit an EOI. Don't worry about the acronym. In the course of the video, I'm going to explain these acronyms: WES, ECA, and EOI. I assure you, this video is going to be a relatively long video, so get your bottle of water and your favorite juice and sit back. Let's start with the very first question. What is an ECA? It simply stands for Education Credential Assessment. And what is it all about? It is simply a Canadian body that is saddled with that big responsibility of evaluating, checking what is the level of your degree from whatever country that you have it. That is, if your degree from, let's say, Argentina, is it the same thing at the same level as a degree in Canada? Well, they do all those checking what you study from school. And how do they do this? They get you to submit your statement of results. They get you to submit your transcript. And with that, they do the evaluation for a fee. So how do you get this done? It is very, very easy. Some people get jittery when they are told to do an ECA. And you can do it yourself. I did it myself, and I am today in Canada. And I desire to see that most people, or as many as would want to follow my step, get this done very fast and easily too. Well, we'll now migrate to that website, and I'll show you step by step what you need to do to get your ECA done. So let me share my screen. That is the website. And on the top left, you will find United States of America. They do educational credential assessment for the US, but we want to do for Canada. So just click on this arrow. Look at it. It hides Canada. So click on it, and you see Canada, and it gets you to Canada. And on this side, you are saying get an evaluation. So all you need to do is to click this button, get an evaluation. It opens a page. It asks you the same question again. Where do you want to use your evaluation? That is your credentials, educational credential assessments. For which country do you want to use it for? For obvious reason, we are doing that for Canada. We click on Canada, and it takes you to this page. It says you need to pick one out of the three. Looking at it, the very first one says WES standard application, and it's for those people who want for higher education, continuing education, licensure, and employment. You select this. EC application for IRCC for immigration purpose. Select the Educational Credential Assessment ECA application for immigration, refugees, and citizenship Canada. So we're not touching this. We're actually clicking Start Application. Now it's asking you to provide an email address for obvious reason, because the agency is going to correspond with you using your dedicated email. So please do give them an email that they can reach you if you are eager, you are determined to get your assessment done. So for the sake of this, I have an email created already, and that is it. I'll click on Next. They've not sent an email to this. You see why you need to give them something that is good, because you need to go back to that email address again to copy the 6 verification code. So they want to be sure that you are the person doing this. So I'll click. This is the verification code that was sent to that email. I copy it and I'll go back to and submit it and click submit code. And you see, it said verification complete. So your email address has been successfully verified. Thank you. So you can actually continue the process. Yeah, these are some mistakes, why some people actually are scared of doing this. Your ability to figure out the errors that you've made, it is something. For many people, you pay representative, people who will want to, they call them agents. They take so much money from you. Yeah, myself inclusive. In the course of my sojourn, I had to spend close to about 10 million Nigerian naira. And all of them went under until it got to a point where I needed to say, do it yourself. And that was when I paid $2,000 and I was told the next day after making that payment that you are not qualified for the Canadian program you are investing. It cut deep into my soul. And that was then I said, no, I'm going to do it myself. The same program that the immigration consultant there gave me rejection, that is the same program I used to come to Canada, but I did it myself. So now we're on this page and you say, your first given name, my name is Ejiro, of course, and you can see it here, but I'm not using my name because I already have a profile with WES. So I'm using another name, this assume name. Okay, and for date of birth, yeah, put your date of birth as is found in your passport, please. This column is for someone who have in the past applied TrueWest for education credential assessments, and they are asking, do you have a WES reference number? For you, the first timer is no. But if you are reapplying subsequently, maybe after 5 years, you will now say yes. So you click on no, and you create a password. Now, the password's requirement is 8 to 16 characters, 1 uppercase, 1 lowercase, 1 number, and 1 special character. So let's see how we can come about that. And I am going to do this. You obviously need to create a security question. And what is your favorite book? Let's put that down. You can, there are so many. Look at it. There are so many, so you can pick any of them and you know the answer. You are going to feed it an answer that you yourself know. So I will just go for Day Magic. Okay. It is good to subscribe for their newsletter because they give you tips and tricks. Sometimes information as to what you need to do, making your immigration process to be easy. So create an account. Of course, it says my password I imputed is different. Good. So these are basic problems that you will encounter. So I'll do that again, but they are small problems to fix. Normally, I would write it down and transfer it. So let's go again. I think I'm fine this time around. I'll create it. Should be good. That's it. So you will definitely meet roadblock along the way, but your ability to surmount this makes you a winner. Good. So this is actually the page, and it's saying your information, go to, it is actually split into 3 places, your evaluation and your review. So we've actually done, your personal details are inside, and you can choose your preference. The preferences are there. I am going to put the man, country code. You need to put a country code depending on the country you are applying from. I will take, let's go, I'll pick a Nigerian number, and I will put 0654 234 12. So let's see. Yeah, so good. Now it is asking you to impute your educational qualification. What credential have you earned? IRCC asks applicants to submit only their highest completed credentials. So if you have a master's, just submit the master's, you are fine. If you have a BSc as your highest level of education, just submit that and that will be fine. So all you need to do is to click add the credentials. And once you've done, click on that, the country where you schooled will come up. I have a Nigerian qualification, and the type of education, you say, so depending on what you have university education, national diploma. So for university education, it could be a master's or it could be a BSc. So that is exactly what you pick. On this, you will now put on the name of the school. Type it in. In Nigeria, I went to a school called, it was there, I saw it. Yeah, you see the different schools that are there. So you look for the school that you went. Let's see if I can see the school I went, if it's there. And yes, that is there. So on this one, it said name the diploma or certificate. So I'll just say is mechanical diploma in mechanical engineering. Done. So remember, I'm not using my current name, so I already have a profile. And last name, I'm using these. Field of study, it was mechanical engineering. Mechanical engineering. So you type that in. The year it was awarded, you select your year, and from the duration, obviously I picked 2015 for an HND. Is yeah, you have to make it a 5 years course, so it will be 2010 to 2015. Some people will ask me why. Well, you have your national diploma for 2 years, you went for IT for 1 year, and you came back and you did your HND. So cumulatively, it is 5 years. Now, assume that is all we got, then you say next. So please enter recipients. That is those people who you want the reports to be sent to. Okay. So it said that is recipient 1 is you. That is your current address. They are going to send you a paper version of the results. That is the result. They will send you a PDF version of it when it is done, when it is completed, and they will now send you a physical copy. The physical copy is yours to keep. Click on it, add your address, pick on your country. I would suggest you do not use PO Box, especially for people living in country where the postal system is not actually strong. For example, in Nigeria, there are some places where it is difficult for you to get mails. So please use a street address. Do not bother whether the mail will come. As we go, I will show you, I will make you know, instead of choosing regular mail to receive it, which at the end you will not get it, you will pick courier. But that means you are going to pay more, but it's worth it. You see, under is now saying the delivery method. And you see, there is standard mail. You see, it's very cheap, $11. Yeah, well, you'll be tempted to pick the $11. But what do you gain when you get your mail mixed up in so many that you will not get to receive in the due time? So pick international courier, especially if you live in a place, in a country where mailing system is not strong. For example, part of Nigeria. You click on save. It said we are unable to verify the address you provided. Not a problem. Oh yeah, I've seen the error already. It's saying Saskatchewan is actually in Canada, but the country is Australia. You see how we make that, that's the errors that you can quickly fix all of these because the system is interactive. So you can go back, edit, and now that is it. And once I click on I actually do not want to pick Canada because I am currently there, and so the price will look, let's pick another country, and let's pick Ouagadougou. That is Ouagadougou. Okay, so yeah, so you see, it's there now, and recipient 2. There's nothing you can do here. IRCC is a default because that is exactly where you are sending it to. So you click add a recipient. Click on next. Processing time. The primary purpose for your evaluation is immigration. That is it. So now on this page are what is included in the fees that you are going to pay. It said ECA report provided to you online, ticked. ECA report accessible. Once they've done that, your report, they download it into the IRCC database so that once you make an application, They do not need to meet you again. They just check the database because your evaluation has already been done. And they look at your name and surname and date of birth, and they marry it with what is there. That is it. Then official paper report will be sent to you. If for electronic storage, that's good, because subsequently, probably when you've come to Canada, you'll need another evaluation for, especially if you're a professional, you want to, let's say an engineer, you want to register with Apex, you'll be required to do another assessment. This time is what they call the ICAP, that is subject by subject. And that is why I chose World Education Service, because Apex actually required WES accreditation. But I for one, I used ICAS while I was coming, but now I have to pay these people another money. And as we speak, as I make this video, I've still not been able to get my transcript from Nigeria. It is that bad. So do it once, and when you are gone, when you've left that place, you know that you have your electronic copy that you can refer to. Now, this is the price, $250. Click on next. Good. So these are the documents that the body, that is WES, is actually requiring from you. It said required document checklist of Paul Odu. They want you to send, you've claimed you have a diploma in mechanical engineering. Now they want you to send the transcript for this diploma that you claim that you have. Simple. After payment, they are going to give you a number, and with that number, you will apply for original transcript from your school. And this is where you get that. It said official transcript. You have three options. That is you going to your school and your school sending that to WES. Please take notes. You are not the one sending it to WES. It is the school. In some places, you are able to get the transcript yourself, but please do not do that, because what WES does is this. They have recognized institutions that they've dealt with in the past. And when you apply to those schools, for example, school in Europe, the very next day, you can actually get your transcript sent to WES. But if your school have not had a dealing with WES before, and you apply for transcript, it takes you time, and they eventually send your transcript to WES. WES will again write your school to reconfirm that they were the ones who sent that transcript. These actually take time. It's possible you can go to your school direct, make the payment and facilitate it and get your school to send it directly to WES. I think that is faster. When you do that, yeah, I think everything will be okay. So this is, you either print this or you copy it together with the reference number that WES will give to you. WES is going to give you, I think, about 7-digit number. You will write it here. And this address, if you are using courier, you have to add your reference number and send it to this address. If you are using regular post, you add your reference number and send it to this address. Be sure you do that. And once you've done that, it takes you to this. Now, it's now reviewing all what we've done thus far to see that, yes, you've actually filled what you wanted, and this is exactly what you do. And the next place we will be taken to is to make payments. Yep. So once you've done, it takes you to this screen, and it says processing time is 35 days. The start of this 35 days actually begins when your transcript gets to West. So you know it could take some time. Like me, it has taken about 8 months and I have still not got my transcript. My application has actually lapsed, and Wes is saying I should pay a reapplication fee of $50 just to reactivate my account because it has lapsed. I actually needed a new accreditation for for engineering purposes with Apex, and that is why I'm using Wes. And that is why I advise everyone going forward, from my experience, because I'm sharing my experience with you guys, please use Wes from the beginning so you do not need to go through the hassle like I'm going through. So look at what the total fee that you are going to pay. They are all in Canadian dollars. And Wes is so clever that they will not send you the reference number until you make the payment. So I'm going to click on accept, 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 all of these acknowledgements, and then I'll click next. Good. So it just wanted me to confirm, and I confirm that whatever, all the information are accurate. I confirm it again, and it processes it and tells me, now this is what they call HST. If you're in Canada, you have to pay GST or HST. I am not a Canadian resident, at least for now. So this is what you click, and so that you will not be charged additional money, and continue. So this is the payment section. You can use a debit card if you have. And for many people from Nigeria, you will need to have a dollar MasterCard or dollar Visa card. Then you now need to go to the black market to get dollar, then go to your bank to fund that card and make payment. Or if you have someone who is in any of the Western world, you can make Naira payments, that is remit Naira equivalent. Once you click credit card, you are good. So unfortunate that there in some places now you are limited, strongly, seriously limited, and that is very, very difficult, but you have to find a way of making these payments. And once you've done that and click the button submit, well, it's not going to allow me because I am not imputing any of my card details, but you have to do that to finish the process. And once you've put in your details here, that is the details of your card, you finally click submit payment. You finish step 1 of your credential assessment. The next thing you need to do is to take that number and the address that you've got from WES, and you go to your school and start the process of obtaining a transcript. And once you get the transcript, you send it to, not you, sorry, your school will send it to WES. It's as simple as that. If you find it a little bit confusing, just go back through the video and follow it step by step. You will be fine. I did everything in the process of my immigration to Canada myself. Everything you need to fill the form is in the website, either on the West website or canada.ca website. Just take your time to read it as slowly as you can, and you will be fine. Now let's assume that some time has passed and you've got your WES, which is your education credential assessment. You have that now. You've done your language test using whichever one you've chosen. Then the next best thing for you, if you want to apply to Saskatchewan using the occupation in demand route, you need to submit an EOI. Sit back as I take you through a step-by-step process of getting this done. How to put in your application for expression of interest. Expression of interest for international skilled workers or skill in demands. Take note, there are different types of expression of interest, but today we are talking about Saskatchewan expression of interest. Very soon I will share my screen. I will take you step by step how you need to do that. So let me share my screen. So all you need to do is to come to this site, which is the Saskatchewan government website. I will definitely leave a link to this site on the description below so that you do not need to find it. You get here and you click on how to apply. But before you do this, be sure that you have watched the other video and you've actually got your education credential assessment done. You've got your language test done and your passport, and probably you've got a fund, because this is actually the starting process. And whatever things you feel here, take note, you will be asked to submit proof once you have been given an invitation to apply. So it is not something fictitious that you just need to fill anything. No, these are what you have, because when you are given an ITA, you'll be given 60 days to put in an application to show proof of all this. And if you don't have that proof, you'll be disqualified. So I go on, click on how to apply, click on the details, and good. And it brings you to the Oasis page. This is the page that the Saskatchewan government used for collecting information for everybody who wants to express their interest to come to Saskatchewan. So on this page, you will need to create an account. Very simple. So you will need a functional email. And the email should be functional, I say, because you are going to receive information from that. For example, if you need to reset your password, and information is set to that particular email. One thing is pertinent about the email is that once you create this profile, I think every 6 months, it expires and it won't allow you to sign in. It will tell you create a new password. I've got this Oasis platform for the last 6 years and mine is still active. And guess what? Everything the government of Saskatchewan is sending you, they are sending it to this particular place at the very end of the day. So it's something very, very important. So go down and create accounts. Give it time to load, and it says select a registration type. So you can see it is showing entrepreneur, SINP, applicant, or expression of interest. That is exactly what we want to do. The next is employer or recruiter. So we'll go ahead and click SINP and click continue. And then it will show you where you need to create a password. As always, make sure that the information you are filling here are correct, they are factual, and they are the same thing as you find in your international passports. So I'm going to create a username. You can do anyone, pick anyone. Let's go with, this is me creating this one now. I'll pick a name that we used from the last time. Oh, sorry, that is, I assume I don't have a middle name. My family name in this case is this. Date of birth, like I said, it must be what you have in your international passport. So for this case, we'll go with they are fictitious, of course, because I'm just creating this profile. I think that will be it, and you click submit. Like you see, they say your password will be sent to this email. So you should have access to it. I'll click on submit. Good. Now it's saying we should log in, but I first need to go grab my email. That is, I'll need to go grab the email that we created. The email already says SNIP online application login access. It has been sent there. So you click on it, and they provided me the password. Take note, this is only been done for record purpose. It's not something that I use. So even if you log into this, there is usually nothing you will see inside except what we are doing. And this is not the profile that I use. So we click on this again. I will copy the password. Yeah, and then I'll come back and then type, which is the username I had, and click, and then this is the password, and I will click on login. We should be fine. That's it. Okay. Take note, since we've created this, it has prompted us to make a change for the very first time. So let's go ahead and click current password. And I will go with what my system is giving me, and I'll click change password. Good, and we are here. So on this page, you will need to click I agree for obvious reason. If you say you don't agree, it means everything is done. So you are going to click I agree. So we've started actually filling the expression of interest right now. It's as easy as that. And you click on please begin. You know, there are 3 columns here: view personal information, disclosure. If the disclosure is just agreeing that your information will be used in certain ways, which of course you should agree to. Preface, you either pick which one suits you. If you're a doctor, Miss, Mr., Mrs., all that, I'll pick Mr. Gender, go with male. You see, the initial information we selected, they have been pre-filled already for us, so we do not need to go. So there are different status, marital status, so you'll pick yours. For me, I'll pick married. Passport number, oh, did I remember? So again, you will need to have a passport number to get this field, because it is actually in red. If you do not put a passport number, you will not be able to go through. As we speak, I can't remember, but let's see if I can get from my head and make a number for passport number. I'm not sure. Let's see. Expiry date, we want to be sure that our passport is in the future. Again, all this information, you get all this information from your passports. The passport has its number and it has its expiry date. So look at your international passports and get this information from there. I am only doing this as a test case, a practice case for you to see how we can do all of this. So intended destination, so it's only asking which city in Saskatchewan do you prefer or do you want to live? Well, for many will say we don't know yet, so you can actually put unknown destination. When I was doing mine, I actually Googled the biggest city in that place, and I chose Saskatchewan. So for yours now, you can actually do this. You don't know for now where you will stay. It's not a problem. In which country do you currently reside? So we have the list of countries. The list of countries. So you can scroll down and pick any of those countries. For the sake of this demonstration, we will go with, I'll pick any country of my choice here now. I will go with Gabon. And it's not asking me my current address, and I will. So I am picking international, and don't worry about this. Like we said, we pick Gabon. So I'll say yes, it's the same thing so that I do not need to fill the other side. It auto-populates it for us so that we can continue. Telephone number, I'm not putting any yet, but if you have, it is very, very important to put one. It's saying, please select one. I am a skilled worker who want to work and live in Saskatchewan. I'm a foreign national currently working and living in Saskatchewan. I want to establish and actively operate business in Saskatchewan. For obvious reasons, most of us will be picking the very first one. Now, do you have a representative that will be conducting business on your behalf? So it is dependent, totally dependent on you. They strongly encourage everyone to do it themselves. But if you want to, you should look for a registered lawyer, an immigration lawyer at that to do that. But when I did that, I did it on my own. So I'll say no. And once you've done that, you'll be able to save file on this side. You save it. Good. Now I have saved everything, and it's telling me now to move to the next section. Good. Now, the big question, do you currently have a job offer? For many people, the answer will be no. Have you been accepted into Immigration, Refugee, and Citizenship Canada Express Entry Pool or have an Express Entry profile number? Well, if you are not applying through the Express Entry route, you will not have all of these. For me, I didn't, so the answer should be no. It is not a problem. Now we want to select a job that suits you. And when we say a job that suits you, it is one that you've done before. It is one that is not on the excluded list because the excluded lists keep changing from time to time. So for this, we are going to pick any job that suits you here. You should be able to know this by now from the knock list. I am looking for light duty cleaner. So I think light duty cleaner is 6. It's on there. Yeah. So I am scrolling fast because I know what I am going to look for. You see, oh, just one moment. I just want to show you something. Good. So you have, look at this, you have cleaning supervisors. So, but I'm going to look for the cleaner. So let's just continue with cleaning supervisors. Good. So have you completed post-secondary education training or apprenticeship or trade that resulted in a degree or certificate. For obvious reason, for many, it will be yes. If it is no, just click on no. It's not a problem. It's only going to count the points that you will score. Is your degree, diploma, related to the occupation you have chosen? So more often than not, we actually want, for example, if somebody is looking for a skill trade, let's say mechanic, and he studied mechanical engineering, it is not related. That is exactly what they are saying. Do you have a degree, certificate in that particular field that you are choosing? For many, again, it will be yes, but if yours is no, click on no and continue. We're almost done, and we'll click on save. Good. Now, we want to determine which category will we apply through. It's going to do that for us, not us. So based on your responses, you will be applying under the following category: international skilled workers, occupation in demand. It's not asking you just to, is this category correct? Obvious. Correct. Yes. So we now come to this page, and this is like a summary of all what we've done thus far. Is just showing you, and there's a question. It said, okay, the question is not here. So you just need to go through and see that everything that you've imputed is correct. Good. So I think we are fine with it. So I'll click on next. So it continues, and we click on next again. We are going to submit. Good. Now, it's asking us our training that we have, education and training that we've completed. Do we have a master's? Master's, obviously, for Saskatchewan, we give you 23 points. Bachelor's degree, we give you 20 points. If you have trade certification or hygienic certification in Saskatchewan, you will have 20 points. If you have a diploma, you will have 15 points. So for the purpose of these, let's say we click on, if you click on trade certification and its equivalent, you will not need to contact the Saskatchewan regulatory body to get a provincial, that is a certificate first, so that when you get here, you will take the exams. But for many, we'll be having a university degree. We click on these. Do you have proof of professional status or licensure in Saskatchewan? No. This is basically for people in the regulated trades, skilled professionals like nurses, doctors, engineers. These professions are regulated and they have regulatory bodies. So they are asking you, do you have a status with them? When you're starting out, you've not got any of these, so you just say no and continue. Do you have a degree, diploma, certificate from a post-study institution in Canada? No, we've not been there before. Do you have a trade certificate or diploma from a recognized post-study institution that is comparable to Saskatchewan Apprenticeship and Trade Certification Commission? Again, that is for trades. If your job that you're picking, the title does not require certification, you just say no. Do you have an education credential assessment? Yes, that means you should have done your ECA either through WES or through ECAs or any of these educational accrediting bodies from Canada already before you put in this. If you claim, if you say um, you have it, and when you're given an ITA and you cannot provide it, your application gets cancelled and thrown out. So that is why it is very, very important that you get all of these before you create an expression of interest profile. Do you currently hold proof of funds that shows the minimum required amount for your household maintained daily for the last 19 consecutive days? Yes. And what this means is, depending on the size of your family, you have a particular amount to show to the government of Canada that you will not be a liability when you come here. So it depends. If you are just a family of one, you have this amount. If you have family of two, family of three, and the list goes down. I will do a video on how much you need to show on that. But I think this afternoon I actually checked for the family of 6, and currently it is about, is it $36,000? But I'll need to check, and I'll put the link on the description below. So we click on yes, and the money should be there before we make up our ITA. Actually, it should be there for 90 days or more. Now we'll talk about work experience. Work experience during the most recent 5 years prior to application. So do you have 5 years out of the 5 years that have been said? For many, it will be yes. And work experience during 6 to 10 years. Of course, for many, I will work more than on the same job for about 10 years. So it will be that. So depending on your choice, or sorry, not on your choice, depending on what you've done, you will pick this because you are going to show proof. They want to see the paper proof. By that, you mean employment letters. They will want to see all of these when you are given an invitation to apply. So it is not just enough clicking on any of these. You will need to show the proof on a later date. Now, language tests. First official language is English, and we obviously aim to score higher. And for, yeah, you see, you can start from 12, CLB 12, CLB 4 rather, which is 12 points. If you're on the 5, it will give you 14 points. 6 will give you 16 points. So for the purpose of this, let's go to CLB 7. Are you bilingual in French and English? For some people, the answer will be yes, but then you will need to show proof again for the French language. And for most people, it will be no. So click on it and continue. I think the last one is age. So if your age is greater than 50, you score 0 points. So let's take between, that is for people who are between 35 and 45 years. So I think this is the last part of the skill factors. Have you previously worked in Saskatchewan before? For many, it's no. Previous student experience, for many, it's still no. Then this one is key. If you have a close relative in Saskatchewan, you can actually claim 20 points. But I always tell people to be wary. Even if you have a relative, ensure that that relative is willing. Talk with that person first. Because after you've claimed this, when you are given an invitation to apply, you will need to ask that relative to provide you with proof of status that they are established in that province for at least 1 year. For some, they will not want to give to you. So that is why I said you should be wary. But if you have a close relative and you have talked with that person, by all means, go for it. Now, look, with all what we've scored, 63, we are good because Saskatchewan is actually looking from 60 of the 110 points that we can claim. Now, if I claim after I have a relative, it will give me 83 points. It will give me 83 points. It means for the very next draw, if my skill is considered, I'll be called. Look at it. So this is the maximum point, and I have, on this ground, I have 83 points. But let's assume for most of us, we will not have relative in Canada. So let us click this out. So our final score will be 63. Now, two last questions. Do you have an existing work permit that allows you to work in Canada? No. Do you give consent to SINP to share your profile? Of course, yes. And I understand that the information contained in my expression of interest profile will form part of any subsequent application. Good. That is yes. And now is the time. Click on save. Required feed. Okay, it's telling me that I have 2 feeds that are empty. Let's see. Let's go back. So let's fill that feed. Okay. Remember, we took Gabon to be our country. Yes. Okay, that is the beauty of this. So if you've omitted a column or a space, it's going to not allow you to save it. It will prompt you so that you will be able to correct that. Your expression of interest on this is saying it will be there. Once you submit it, it will be there for 12 months. So if you are not if you are not selected during this time, it will be removed from the expression of interest pool, and you will be able to resubmit again. That is not a problem. For many, before the 1 year, you are caught. So let's click on submit. Okay, let's see the one feed that is saying we are missing. I am not saying that one feed, so we need to check closely. Okay, this is no, I think that is it. Yeah, I get it, that is it. We'll be fine now. Good. So we've saved. The very last thing we'll do now is, yeah, this is what we are looking for. So once we click this, we have submitted an expression of interest. So I'll go ahead and click it. Any comments, you can throw that in the comment section. Yeah, we find now. Say thank you for submitting your expression of interest to the Saskatchewan Immigration Nominee Program. Please add this immigration to this email address to your SIP sender list, or add email address to your contact list. This is so that any email that is sent out from this will not go into junk, and you will not be waiting without getting anything. So you see, this is just your screen, and it will always be there for you. You've created an expression of interest profile, and if you choose not to continue, you can cancel your EOI. So Like I said, this was for demonstration purpose. So I have created a link with a password that is in the public domain. So for the purpose of everybody, I'm going to cancel this. I don't need it because I already have mine, and I'll click continue. You can actually go back again to watch this video, and if you see anywhere that you make mistake, you can go through. If you find this guide that I've given helpful, please subscribe to the channel. Share the video so that those people who are looking for answers as to how to get their ECA done and how to submit an EOI, which is an expression of interest, will find it easy just because of you. Moving forward, many people will want to continue this process, but watch this video if you must avoid some common mistakes that people will encounter in the course of getting through the immigration process. And I will see you in the very next video.